So they should all go. Aton innerwear is removed together with the trouser. Long moy edge, go logilong.
Suruaru moti ilonyo
Gilong. Suruaru moti ilonyo Gilong. So you remove all of them.
You think the whole thing is not issue based and it's about psychophancy and
of course. It's part of what I told you. William Ruto looking for legitimacy. He thinks by removing Gachagua, Kenyan people will be hoodwinked to give him time. Now he thinks that the person who is going to make his next deputy.
Yeah.
The level of unemployment, the youth crisis we are facing. An MP sits down and thinks the most important thing we should be discussing is to extend the term limits of William Ruto and Parliament.
Yes.
You know, Parliament was cancelled on the 25th of June. And William Ruto himself was also equally cancelled and removed. The Kenyan people have impeached William Ruto, they've impeached Parliament. And when you see them engaging in this kind of acts of attempting to amend the constitution, they are just infuriating the people. They're actually inciting Kenyans against them. And it seems they didn't learn their lesson on the 25th of June. And let them continue. But sovereignty of the people is supreme. And the people are the ultimate sovereign in this nation, not members of parliament. If you are to take stock of all our members of parliament today, their roles are three: representation, oversight, and legislation. Take all those members of parliament vis-a-vis their primary roles. You will not find any role that a member of parliament has done in answer to those conquests. They are only busy collecting mileage. There's a member of parliament who collected mileage that if you look at the amount she was collecting, I'm told it was akin to somebody who has gone round the whole world 8 times. 8 times. You've traveled the whole world, you've gone round the whole world 8 times. And yet Parliament approves that kind of payment. You know, this to me is the problem of this nation. That we have mediocres sitting in Parliament. We have mediocres sitting in leadership. And you really wonder what happens to their brains when they get there.
What do you mean when you say that the Parliament and the President were cancelled on 25th?
On the 25th of June, when Parliament was breached, the people took over their sovereignty. I've always told you the Speaker of Parliament is that young man who said, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am here to address you. That's the Speaker of the Kenyan Parliament. Wetangula is just sitting there occupying space, but he's not representing the true wish of the people of Kenya. He's not the people's speaker. And the people took away that sovereignty. And William Ruto lacks legitimacy. And I want you to understand this in the context of what happened after 25th. The first thing he did when he was trying to get back his legitimacy was to dissolve his cabinet. He didn't give him legitimacy. The second thing he did was to look for Raila, thinking that by bringing Raila and his people into his government, it will give him legitimacy. It did not give him legitimacy. The third thing that he's trying to do now is to impeach his deputy, thinking that that is going to distract people and give him legitimacy. It will not give him legitimacy. Gachagua can go. We don't care. Ruto also must go. The two of them are conjoined twins. There is no greater sin that Gachagua has committed that Ruto has not committed tenfold. And all those sins were sins committed against the people of Kenya. They've undermined our constitution. They have disenfranchised our people. Our youths cannot get jobs. The economy of this nation is in shambles. They've taken odious debts. The health sector is collapsing. They've mortgaged this country to ADANI. ADANI is now the company that now owns Kenya. They're giving him everything. If it's not the airport, they're giving him energy. If it's not energy, they're giving him the health sector. So everything is ADANI. Before you know it, the name of this country is going to be changed to be the Republic of ADANI. So in light of that kind of conduct, we cannot say that William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, members of parliament are representing the true wish of the people of Kenya. They are no longer representing the sovereign. The sovereign is working with their sovereignty in his pocket. And it will only be donated back to an elected representative in a free, fair election. When the people will say we are choosing a leadership that we are going to entrust with our future. You know, there's something that I also wanted to tell you about. if you just want to know that these people in leadership positions
Yeah.
are useless. Gachagua, Sakaja comes up with a plan
Yes.
that is going to feed school kids in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And that plan is worth almost 8 billion in 5 years, that feeding program.
Yes.
And he was hoping that when you provide food, dengu and rice,
Yes.
that you are going to improve enrollment
Yeah.
of kids to school. Now, let Kenyans understand, even analyze that project. Now, if you go to public school, public primary schools in this country,
Yes.
county,
Yes.
they are 195.
195.
195.
Public primary schools.
Those are the ones in the formal sector. Then we have informal schools,
Yes.
which exist in the slums and low income estates.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are 3,500. So at the outset, your 8 billion program is only targeting 195 schools.
Schools
They are not the majority.
in the formal.
Majority are the 3,500 in the informal sector. Then number two,
Yes.
go to those primary, go to those schools, the public schools that you're targeting.
Yes.
One classroom is holding 120 students. Already the schools are congested.
Yes.
They don't have capacity to take more. So even when you are providing food, thinking it's going to improve enrollment,
Yes.
to sit where?
The facilities are.
There is no facility.
Yeah.
So already the program is not attending to the majority of Nairobians. Number two, what you hope to achieve
Yes.
at it will improve enrollment in schools, there is no facility to accommodate the enhanced numbers you are looking for.
Yeah.
Then you ask yourself, after 5 years,
Yes.
what do we have to show for through that feeding program?
Through the 8 billion.
The 8 billion, you're only going to show that you fill the Ruai sewage. That is sewage. If you had a prudent administration,
Yes.
what they could have done is to say, I'm going to improve facilities in public schools
Yes.
in the first 2 years. So I'm using half that money.
Yes.
You imagine if you had to invest 4 billion shillings
Yeah.
in building, expanding capacities and the facilities
Yes.
in the public schools. So the first 2 years, you will build capacity.
Yes.
You improve the facilities that you have. Then, if you start now your feeding program,
Yeah.
when the kids are coming, they'll find somewhere to learn. They have sitting space. But now you're just throwing 8 billion
Yeah.
into the Ruai sewage. At the end of 5 years, you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Go to the public schools, even where they are providing the feeding program. And if you want to understand how bad this thing is,
Yes.
just go to a public school, take a photo of the toilets. It's deplorable.
Yeah.
Those are cholera centers. I mean, it's just a pandemic waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You're exposing our kids to very poor sanitary conditions.
Yes.
The hygiene in the public schools here
Yeah.
is deplorable. Typhoid, dysentery, funny diseases.
Yeah.
There's just a sock pit of disease.
Yeah.
That is what the public schools are.
Yeah.
And yet you are giving kids money, food, and they don't have facilities
Yeah.
that are conducive to the learning environment. So the thinking that says you give food before you improve facilities, where does it come from?
It's a misplaced priority.
It's the thinking. To me, I always say it's the brain. If the brain cannot think what is logical, like for me, this is a very logical argument.
Yes.
In fact, there's a lady who works in education who was telling me this. This is such a logical argument
Yeah.
that why would a leader go to say that I want to improve facilities?
I want to give food.
I want to give food before improving facilities. You will expect that you do a tour of the facilities,
Yes.
understand the condition, understand the enrollment,
Yeah.
and then you say, I want to bring the enrollment is how many number? This is the number. I want to improve it by 20% or 30% or 50%.
Yeah.
As you improve it, you must have looked and said, I need to put up facilities. The ones that are existing cannot accommodate the increased numbers that I'm looking for.
That I'm working up to
Yeah.
achieve. Yes.
So this to me is the thinking. And that thinking is sleeping in Kenya Kwanza. That is the thinking that is existing in Kenya Kwanza. They cannot even think logically.
Yeah.
They cannot come up with policies and measures that are logical and make sense to the people.
Yeah.
And that is why now we are throwing 8 billion into Ruai sewage.
Yes.
Eh? And yet, if you invested that money in our public institutions,
Yeah.
it will have changed tremendously the face of public education in this county.
Yeah.
But they cannot think. That's who they are.
But the other time you say that Kenya Kwanza has always been like you call it the basic needs oriented, because even during their campaigns it was about the unga, about fertilizer.
Of course, that is what them they want.
We have the county government also focusing
you
on
see,
the food.
you see them they want to reduce our existence to food. We are just about the stomach.
Yes.
And they think government should be providing food to you in your stomach. No.
Yes.
Kenya Kwanza wants you to reduce the debate in this nation, the discussions to be about food.
Yes.
Anger, food, food, food. When you only care about food,
Yes.
others, the world now is on artificial intelligence.
Yes.
AI is the new norm.
Yeah.
At what point will you catch up if you are still worried about food? In the UK, for example, they are no longer talking about feeding programs. They are talking about what we call the quality diet for a kid. You must have an apple here, you must have a protein, you must have a carbohydrate, you must have vegetables.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversation is not to dengu and rice, with which these people are giving us. We should be talking about how can we invest this money, for example, into improving facilities and bringing modern technology.
Yeah.
We start exposing our kids to modern technology at an inceptive age,
Yeah.
so that they are able to keep up with the developing trends on technology in the world,
Yeah.
so that we are able to fully participate in international conversation and inventions in around technology.
Yes.
Now, if you are focusing him on food now and ABCD, when a child in Japan is already doing coding at age 5,
Yes.
what time will this kid in Kenya catch up with that? Because that kid, once he grows to be 20 years old, start coding at age 5. That kid will be, the technology will have advanced and developed. You are catching up with the coding, which is 20 years old. What is that? That is why I say the liberation of this country lies in voting Kenya Kwanza out of office. Kenya Kwanza will not in any way lead to progress in this nation. Kenya Kwanza, led by William Ruto, is about retrogression. We'll just be seeing retrogression. The country retrogressing back. So you see, even when you look at how the rule of law is applied here, they arrest people, charge them with fake things. Morara is being arrested, high drama arrest, driven all over town. Then when the charge sheet comes, he injured the reputation of David Langat. If your reputation is injured, you don't go to the criminal court. You file for defamation. That's a civil suit, not a criminal case. So what is he doing in the criminal court? They're just trying to find ways to undermine free speech. People have to express themselves even if you don't like it. If you find that it is injurious to your reputation, file a civil case for defamation. Don't waste everybody's time. And then even David Langat has issued a statement, is almost distancing himself from the complaint.
Actually, he did.
Yes.
Does it mean that the government was just, or the police were just trying to harass?
It's all about just trying to harass that young boy and trying to stop him from continuing to share his message of William Ruto's acerbic tongue that is used to espouse lies and to try to confuse the people of Kenya, launching fake projects, and nothing comes out of it. So you are seeing a retrogress, trying to claw back on the gains. So we are still talking about political rights, when where we are, we should be talking about economic liberation and advancing in terms of the technological growth across the globe. So if we are still talking about food in the stomach, talking about the right to speak, what time will you start doing coding? What time will you develop apps as a nation? What times will you come out with technology that can improve on what you already have? You cannot. If you are not doing that, you bring ADANI. You are trying to change the name of Kenya to Republic of ADANI. You are trying to bring an Indian to colonize us here. Kenyans got their political independence in 1963. No Indian is going to colonize Kenyans, and ADANI will not colonize us. If he wants to look for a colony, he can try elsewhere, but not in Kenya.
Yesterday in Parliament, when the bill to impeach the deputy president was presented, we had the majority leader saying that the deputy president is a black man with a dark hat. Does this exclude the president from, like, does it cleanse the president as now a good person and that the deputy president is a bad person?
Aura for aura. Look at all the grounds upon which they want to impeach Gachagua. They claim he acquired exponential sum of wealth.
Yes, within the 2 years.
Within the 2 years. Also give us William Ruto's wealth in the 2 years. We compare. Who has acquired more? Yeah?
Yes.
If you are saying that he's divisive, it's not a symbol of national unity,
Yes.
that he speaks Murima. William Ruto's people walk around in their villages with the appointment letters for teachers. Look at the appointments of senior CEOs of parastatals that have been done in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Majority of them come from whose tribe? Gachagua's tribe? I don't think so. William Ruto. So aura for aura, compare William Ruto and Gachagua on all those grounds.
Yeah.
You find William Ruto should be Gachagua's co-accused. They should be impeached together.
Yes.
Eh? Because what Gachagua has said, William Ruto has done 10 times
Yes.
more. If Gachagua has stolen or acquired wealth, exponential sum of wealth in the last 2 years,
Yes.
William Ruto has acquired almost 100 times more in the last 2 years compared to Gachagua.
Yeah.
So we should be very clear. Look at the farms he's owning all over. Taita Taveta, Sijui Laikipia, Sijui even towards, I'm told somewhere in Nyanza, and the Rift Valley. He's acquiring properties all over. So he should be able to also tell us, how did you acquire it?
Yeah.
Which bank gave you the loan? Your salary is 12 million per year.
Yeah.
So how did you, 24 million, how did you acquire this one? Yeah. How did you secure it? Very basic questions.
Yeah.
That you ask of Gachagua, you ask it of Ruto.
Yeah.
And you'll see the two of them are guilty. There's none of them who is innocent. So they should all go. Aton innerwear is removed together with the trouser. Long moi edge, go logilong.
Siruaru moti ila njogilong.
Suruaru moti ila njogilong. Suruaru moti ila njogilong. So you remove all of them.
You think the whole thing is not issue-based and it's about psychophancy and
Of course. It's part of what I told you. William Ruto looking for legitimacy. He thinks by removing Gachagua, Kenyan people will be hoodwinked to give him time. Now he thinks that the person who is going to make his next deputy.
Yeah.
And I hear it is Ndindi Nyoro, who is waiting there in the wings
Yes.
to be made deputy president. He thinks now that one will bring youth. Youth, don't be confused.
Yeah. They talk
Ndindi Nyoro is not a youth. Youth is not about age. Youth is about ideas.
Yeah.
You may be a young person by age, but your ideas are stone age.
Yeah.
Ndindi Nyoro is not a competent person to be deputy president, but he can make him, for all we care.
Yeah.
Kenyans don't care about Kenya Kwanza and all those leaders. He can make Ndindi Nyoro, they can campaign for him, they can make him deputy president, but that is not going to address the economic challenges that the people of Kenya are going through.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
The fish is rotten from the head. Whoever is going to be made deputy president, Ndindi Nyoro, be it Kindiki, be it Waiguru, be it Ichungwa himself, we do not care. That is a rotten fish.
Yeah.
It is rotten from the head. The neck will not make it fresh. And the template of Kenya Kwanza is a template of causing pain to the people of Kenya.
Yeah.
There is no future with Kenya Kwanza.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw the youths coming out when Morara was released, and that also brought the fresh memories of the Gen Z protest during in June during the finance bill. What can you say about the whole issue around Gen Zs? Do you think it's a community that needs to safeguard their interests so that they can protect it during the elections?
Of course, the Gen Z must mobilize and get ready.
Yes.
As Kajwang used to say, get ready, get ready. Get ready, get ready.
Yes.
Eh? Winter is coming.
Yeah.
And winter is almost here. And the people of Kenya will reclaim their lost years from Kenya Kwanza.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Wow.